In 2005, I was sitting in a coffee shop with one of the CIOs. He keep articulating, I want to deliver experience to my customers. He was narrating that in the morning he had a meeting with CEO who wanted that how do the technology improve the customer experience. His question was, how do I measure my experience to the customer? And how, as a technology vendor to him or service provider to him, how do I measure my contribution to his journey of technology solution? I tried to answer him as a typical sales talk, but it was not, I may have satisfied him in some fashion by having the sales talk, but the question remained in my mind. I came back to Chennai, talked to my chief technology officer, that how you define experience. So first of all, what do you mean by something called experience? It's such a nebulous word which is there. The first experience was, it's around customer. What customer sees the technology, what customer experience the technology, when he touch and feel the technology. I said, is that the experience? Then the next question was, how that experience is delivered by, who delivers that experience? We say there are two things which delivers the experience. There is the operations, somebody is there who look at the request on the customer or desire of the customer and deliver that experience to him, which is nothing but a operations. And second dimension which is there is how technology programming is done in such a manner which gives him the fastest throughput to him. So if I look at it, that experience, we look at it customer relationship when you keep in the center, which is the experience being experienced from the products, channels and services. How it get delivered is my operation management. That how is more STP, how do you handle the exceptions, how do you spot failures proactively. And on performance, which is the technology architecture of it. How quickly it is available when I service on Amazon or I get a service from Google. It's all about performance. Performance about the speed, about the way it's offered. So that's the two major blocks which our conversation moved into. Now I called the same question I posed to some 200 CIOs, that what experience means to you. So this is a time we could be able to solve internally. But when I went to the 200 CIOs, I found and asked the same question, what experience means to you. I start documenting it. I documented my research in 2006, what experience means to CIO or business manager, where I picked up some 50 CEOs and 150 CIOs, what experience means to them. I found the patterns are, a lot of patterns are fitting into these 3 blocks, but there are some other patterns which are not fitting into these 4 blocks. Because for people have provided multiple perspective, when I start categorizing as per design thinking into a observable pattern and anti-patterns where the experience is. So some of the CIOs written, this is experiences. And some of the CIOs are written, this is what experience is not. And that has given us clue what is a pattern and anti-pattern. And based on anti-pattern and pattern classification, we found 4 more architecture that what is my decision support system, how is my data warehousing, what enables me to give a right offering to the customer so that customer becomes more loyal to the particular offering we are making. Now once I'm giving a lot of offering to the customer and customer being the center of the whole thing and we are making customer as a king, we are making a risk attached to it. How I am categorizing the risk, how I am looking at the risk from the customer perspective, from a product perspective, from geographical perspective, from economic perspective. How do I look at it? How do I look at a holistic risk and what is the risk architecture which is there with me? So these become the 4 questions which mainly came from CEO perspective and CIO perspective. We look at it, his major concern was integration. I was talking about performance, but his problem coming in that I am sitting with a complex system. So I am sitting with hundreds of the systems. So my number of applications which I am running is more than 300, 400, 500. And whenever I have a piecemeal solution, whenever new bank business manager comes to me, he asks for the solution and that solution looks to be very simple to him. because he says that this bank in this country is offering the solutions to me. But as soon as I have to connect that small problem into my 300 application which is already existing, I get into integration issue. And I keep doing some piecemeal solution to it. So it means complexity which is already there in the system, by adding one more system into this, one more animal coming to 300 applications, the 300 first element is not incremental complexity, it's a multi-dimensional complexity which adds, and that's where we say complexity breeds complexity. And from then, other thing which CIO was really concerned when new application comes in, business manager says it's simple to implement. It's so easy to do it. And it's true, it's so easy to do it. For large global banks, it's not so easy to do it. If some new bank is starting, it's easy to do it because it's a one application, one bank, one product, it's easy to do it. For a large bank like Citibank or JP Morgan Chase or a Morgan Stanley or Barclays, it's about harmonizing that, the entire framework of security and entitlement of that application, internally, externally. So the security architecture comes into picture. So we found that we can classify the pattern into 7 different areas, that how customer experiencing it, how the customer interactions are happening, how the new products are there to generate more new revenues, how are we offering new channels for the customer, how are we offering more services to the customer. That's the starting point of any business problem statement. And from there, it is moving to how I design the operation and fit into the operation architecture. Third is how I am putting the decision architecture, which is based on data. What is the SIF architecture below it? How do I access the data which is much faster than anything else? And then risk architectures. So these 4 pieces of blue, basically I call it business architectures, but there are 4 different architectures which is sitting and we need to align, because this is governed by the chief credit risk officer of the bank or credit officer of the bank. This is driven by my data warehousing teams, analytics team. This is driven by chief operating officer, and this is driven by marketing team. Now I have to align all those 4 architecture, and that's what I call harmonization. Now once we diagnose this, 7 architectures need to be harmonized. That was the understanding the problem first. Now we look back, how do we solve the problem? We were solving incrementally using technology solutions or a business solution. So either if I go from the product route, I will talk about the product. If I go from a technology route, I talk about the technology. So either I was solving this way or I was solving this way. Now there was no 360-degree way of solving the problem. So it means each time application is becoming more and more complex, and for a company perspective, I am getting more and more revenue from the same customer because his needs are getting larger and larger, because more and more applications are coming and those need to be maintained. And then the other issue which came into picture was the CIO asked a second question which was there in the back of my mind, which was not in the dominant mind. He asked the question, how do you measure your productivity? Now to measure his productivity, the simple measure is lines of code. Now lines of code means I am being paid for adding complexity to the business environment, rather than being paid to simplify the complexity. So if my budget of large bank, which was $2 billion in 2001, 2010, it becomes $4 billion. It means a technology has technology solved the problem for him or increase the problem for him. Now here I was reading during that time some books on design, and I was reading some Stanford article on design, and till that time I was thinking design is a product, design is a car, design is a fashion, design is a, so design was linked to that kind of an area, design is a space. I was not able to connect the design with the thinking process of design. When first 3-circle diagram of Stanford came in, that's around human desirability, and technology role is to make it feasible. So as a company, our role was whatever the bank desire, I need to make it feasible. And business has a role to play, make it viable. So that was a 3-circle understanding. Then suddenly I found second areas, doing this by chance I hit upon a second design of business, where it's about mystery. Design is about mystery, to make it heuristics out of it and convert into the algorithm. Now these 2 books coincidentally hitting at the same time forces me to think that the solution may have an answer in design thinking. And then I did more research on it, and our internal research team has worked on it. We found that we need a research in the 7 different dimensions of the research is required on one side, and we need to have a methodology of doing the research. So methodology of doing the research was let's go understand the white spaces in the customer environment. What is the unstated need of it? If globalization is happening and liquidity is the need of the large corporate of having a lock-in money in each sub account, do we solve this problem at a systemic level, or do we solve at a piecemeal level? To have a systemic problem solving, I documented patterns and anti-patterns in each of the 7 architectures, that what are the patterns which customer likes, which he doesn't like. Which are the pattern operation enables the more efficiency. If I have a target to increase the operational efficiency of the bank by 15%, then I need to go detail into operational architecture. I need to go to the data architecture and driving the analytics. Analytics is the outcome of my data architecture. Risk is the outcome of the way I design my rule engines and I design the credit risk policy. Security is a method of doing the security by doing the multiple kind of devices, multiple type of way the people accesses, integration around various pieces of the solutions, and then the performance of it. Now each of the area, when we documented and put 20 people as a research team in the design center and then connected to the design thinking, we are started getting the phenomenal throughput. We are start getting the new technologies by connecting the dots. So we started connecting the dots and we written a one platform called integration architecture platform. We started connecting operations and we build up a platform where you can build up a hub as a technology. We start connecting customer relationship and customer experience, which enabled us to build up a CBX technology or a canvas technology over here. We started building similarly in analytics space, the engine for analytics, which is a Canvas Studio, which delivers a quick, without testing the software, we can do the analytics based on this. So we design the software for the security. So for those patterns, we put it together, and that's become my Coparis architecture. And around this, we start doing the engineering process there. As soon as we align the 7 architecture to my engineering, my throughput of the application went substantially high. Now next challenge was, how do I measure my index? If I am measuring my index using lines of code, which is promoting my behavior of generating complexity rather than reducing complexity, how should I go back to my CIOs and tell them that, can you measure me on Coparis index? I create an index where I do a survey your operation team and your business team and your CIO team and measure year on year, and I say my Coparis index out of 700 points, if I give 100 points to each of the areas, and if it's a 700 point index, is my index which was there, application efficiency index which was 400, has it moved to 450 each year on year? Is that the kind of a measurement I need to do it? So that's, we try to implement that Coparis index, and we are finding that as soon as we start building the index, then we need a holistic thinking in doing it. And then by investing into a 140 engineers, 20 engineers in each of the architecture, they are working in Coparis labs in our 8012 digital labs and design center. Those are creating a humongous amount of value because they are researching what are the new technologies emerging in this space, what are the new technologies emerging in this space, what are the new technologies emerging in this space, what are the technologies emerging in this space, or this space, or this space. So all the 7 areas. So by focusing, compartmentalizing, and clustering the problem solving, we are finding our throughput to the customer in terms of product rollout cycle time. If a new product to be implemented, if it takes 12 months to implement, by applying the 7 principles, we are able to do it in 9 months. And in some cases, if I am able to reuse the previous built technologies, I can reduce to up to 6 months time. So I am able to double my throughput in last 8 years by applying design thinking and Coparis principle for delivering custom built solution quickly and faster by applying my reusable pieces of frameworks and reusable pieces of technologies. So I am moving by harmonizing the 7 architecture towards business outcome based outsourcing or business outcome based partnership with the customer, which is true to what I am promising to him. My guilt feeling in 2006 was that I was promising a business outcome, but I was not doing internally because my systems are not aligned from design thinking to 7 architecture, which is, unless I do and wire all of them, it's a lip service I was giving and promising him. Today I can confidently stand up and say, I can sign up for 3 years and I can say I will improve operational productivity for you for 15 to 20%, or I can improve your customer experience this benchmarking to this benchmarking at a lower technology cost. And that's the promise we can deliver by going through this 8-year journey of what you are seeing in Design Center, which is coming out. This physical manifestation of Design Center only came in 2013, but there was earlier pieces of 8-year journey where we wired each piece separately and brought in what you are seeing today over here in Design Center. And now it's very well connected to a digital journey. Digital journey just talks about customer being the center. It's about wiring all of them together. Digital is about connecting and integrating. Integrating across devices, integrating across product lines, integrating across geography. And that's infrastructure which we built over the last 8 years is ready to use in today's journey, because what we invested at that point of time was intuitive in nature. Now we are finding that's a desire, stated need of the customer that they need to connect, they need to connect, they need to connect at multiple points of disjointed pieces. And that's what we are bringing, the design thinking, connecting to digital, and that's why we are able to implement digital much faster to the customer. My suggestion is, don't take digital in a piecemeal. Take digital as a strategy. We conduct a workshop in digital rooms where your business team, operation team, and technology team should come together, where the maximum value can be there. Sit down for 3 days to define what patterns you are observing and what patterns of efficiency you can see in that area. And our experts will sit down, whether they are domain experts or expert in each of area, C area or O area expert or A area expert or R area expert. We sit down with you. You have a team of 7 people which are sitting with you who brings this expertise and patterns from your bank. We have around 14 experts which can sit down with you along with the business domain experts and have a common session. There are a lot of blind spots I cannot propose during my conversation. I don't know about you as much unless you tell me about yourself. So these workshops is a connecting workshops where we can connect the dots, what are the possibilities and what are your problems. So problems to possibilities is the role of this workshop, and then we put into the roadmap into 6 different blocks that we deliver something on digital 360 or 60 degree every 6 months. So first area, if the pain area and low hanging fruits are there in omni-channel, I can do it in first 6 months. If the problem is sitting in exception management where the customer service problems are maximum, I will hook onto that. So how do I strategize for 3-year strategy as a holistic manner on digital 360? That's what we propose and commit to the customer, that what the journey which started from a simple question of one CIO, that how do you measure customer experience, now resulted into a full-fledged experience, not only experience, but ready for digital economy where bank can roll out the product much faster, quicker at a lower cost and make their operation more lean and agile. Thank you very much.